I am here. Hello. Thank you so much for having me. Um, I haven't the foggiest clue. I don't have access to the main team's chats. Hmm. Actually do have the gangster. UC League? No, I think that's their name. UC League. Their unranked guy, last time he was ranked, he was silver, so I don't know how much to expect out of him. Ayak Ben. That works. I am really excited to see Lynx play. I really hope he just is an all-star in the bot lane. He's the best player on their team, at least according to ranks. It's something to behold for sure. Mhm. I've been playing a little bit. I think Syndra's a pretty monstrous, pretty consistent pick, so I definitely understand the desire to ban her, and I definitely understand the desire to play her. I would be excited to see this guy play her. I think I've seen Jack Frost also play Syndra for Team UNF, so I wouldn't be surprised if she's contested tonight. Same with the Ari. I know Jack Frost is a big Ari guy as well. I always see like volley will 100% be contested. I think every scrim so far, Mike Beeston's volley bear, I don't think he's played it once, but it's been banned every single time. I haven't even seen it get played yet, but its reputation precedes it, I guess. Hmm. He seems to be a bit of a Lee Sin player, and apparently that's like quite a lot of Lee Sin too. I'm curious if we'll see that getting banned. from Team UNF here. Hmm. I have. I saw her more like a few months ago, but I have seen her within the past like week or so. Just one game. I don't think it was very exceptional, but it's like it can be pretty strong if you get ahead, I feel. Just LeBlanc has so much mobility that she's really able to influence the map if she feels like it, and just add a lot of damage into a solo lane, I think. Do you think we're gonna see a player of somewhat equal skill? Do you think we're just gonna get a monster in for this first game here? I'm also looking through right now. I'm not really seeing anything. Nor am I. That's okay. We just have a Team UNF and the other guys. The enemy team. Lutane, probably their jungler, getting a substitute jungler. A little bit harder than the other roles, jungler being the least played role, right? I think that's still the case. It is indeed pretty cool. I haven't ever streamed, so don't really know what it's like. But I've seen a stream. It's almost as good, surely. I believe it if it's not too hard to find, or I believe it would not be. A little bit better than the other guy. but it might make the teams a little bit more balanced, honestly. Interesting. I guess he's offerling. Plays Zintoff. It's really interesting. He actually does have a Zen top game like 23 hours ago. It's pretty interesting. Yeah, he did. It's a big situation. Mhm. Short Bus Dojo. The name of the enemy team has been revealed to us. That is amazing. I know Amber Dragon is really big on the Seraphine, though normally she's a support player. I think she's playing ADC this time around for Team UNF. And Dizu is a big Rammus player. I expect we'll be seeing him in the jungle today, actually. So Borvest might actually be on his main role in the top lane, which will be a little bit fierce to witness for sure. Mike Beeston has been playing quite a lot of Kindred lately, so I'm not surprised to see that ban rolling in. Um, the Poppy ban is pretty interesting to me. I think that we have seen a little bit of Poppy coming out from Oikawa, but I makes me oh that's my bad. No, the Poppy ban is really interesting to me. It makes me think that they want to run something that's a little bit more mobile to UNF because I feel like Poppy isn't like a shining star on either of these teams. Um, wow, but it's not for Team UNF, notably. Just trying to get this Volibear steal in before Mike Beeston gets the chance to play it. No big surprise there. I'm really curious if this Aurora is going to be mid or top. I expect it to be mid. I don't really know um, Nick to play a whole lot of Aurora. I've never seen him pull it out actually, but it could be something he's worked on recently. I don't think so. So it'll be really interesting to see the Jack Frost Aurora, unless this is some kind of freak. Really interesting. Okay, that would be pretty cool. It's also a really interesting first pick. Oh, I'm sorry. Nefuria is definitely Mike Beeston. Mike has been loving the Nefuria as of late. I know he's a bit of a monster on the champ too. I've definitely I think it's probably one of his better champs right now, and I'm excited to see him play it. Severe coming in for Short Bus Dojo. I'm really curious. Yeah, I was gonna say I'm really curious who we're going to see paired with the Severe here. They're really taking their time to think on it. Taking the Ari from Jack Frost, game one, it's really interesting to me how they're both taking the Volibear and the Ari, focusing a little bit more on it, taking champs from UNF. Yone, interesting. I am Loveliest Lord. Are you Honey Junkie? What's up? It's wonderful. I just have a general tab. Works for me. I am not at all surprised to see it gone. It seems I don't really know what Short Bus Dojo is expecting here, banning the Galio, but I definitely am not surprised to see the Braum. I know Oikawa's a big Braum player. Usually it's his safe pick, but bot lane being chosen last for UNF is kind of outrageous. I wonder if we're gonna see like a Lucian Nami come out. I know that Oikawa is a very comfortable Nami, and the bot lane usually tries to play around him. Yeah, Lulu Band coming out here for Team UNF. Both teams opting to ban out the support. I think Nick feels very confident against this volley bear, as well, probably not against the volley bear, against really anything that Team Short Bus Dojo can throw at them. I am hoping he performs. I think it'll be really exciting to see. I haven't actually seen him do very well in a lane, and I don't know if I'm going to. Gwen into Ornn, not the greatest matchup. I do get it. That was beautiful, beautiful work. And I think I know what's coming next. Called the Lucian Nami. We've got the Lucian. Where there's Lucian, there's always Nami. I I'm surprised. I am really surprised we saw the Galio ban come in. I don't know. I don't know what Short Bus Dojo was expecting with that. Melio. Wow, this is absolutely fascinating. I can't imagine why they would forsake the Lucian Nami, a tried and true, very, very strong bot lane. I guess Team UNF is just very concerned about the volley Q and the RE. I don't know what her charm is on actually. So much so that they're willing to forsake one of the strongest bot lanes in the game right now for Emilio. And it is her E, yes. Now I am really curious. Last patch they updated the spectators, the custom games to have an option to let the spectators not have delay. So last time I commentated for Team UNF, they still had the delay on. I'm really curious if it's still going to be on or if they're going to have remembered. Now it looks like Oikawa is the one to have a bit of a disconnect this time around. I honestly was expecting to see Nick gone. That would have been really funny, especially with what you mentioned earlier. I definitely feel the pain. Yeah, yeah, really, the Galio ban definitely what vexes me the most out of all their bans, especially with severe AC. I guess they just weren't taking any risks on Galio into Yone. I don't feel like that's a terrible matchup for Yone even, but I honestly no idea what they were thinking with that ban. But they surely thought of something. It's a little unfortunate that they still haven't shortened that for us. That's okay. 2 minutes, almost no time at all. And in that time, we can talk about matchups. What role do you normally play? Are you a mid laner with your adoration of Syndra? Hmm. I am a top laner, though I've been playing a lot of support recently. Um, Go on. You will never guess. I play very unorthodox pick top. Not the most unorthodox, but it's a bit out there. Nefiri. Yeah, really, really abnormal pick, I feel. I also play a bit of Aurora top and a bit of Swain top. I I just really love mid laners, but I do not like the mid lane, so I find moderate enough success. And from my experience on Aurora, I know Yone into Aurora, that is a very Aurora favored matchup. I think Jack Frost is going to have an easy lane and an easy sort of doorway into carrying his team through this game. He's always a very dominant player, so I think having a positive matchup in his lane is going to work out really well for him. Mm-hmm. I choose support whenever I want to just kick my feet up and have a nice, pleasant time playing League. And it's less about winning and more about having fun. I think that's the lane to do it in. It looks like we're finally on our way into the match here. Spectator delay is caught up a bit. We get to see the beautiful splash arts on the loading screen. 2 time. Mine is just the same. Do you know if the spectators get the loading delay for if someone has like a little bit of a worse PC, it takes a little bit of a longer time to load into the match? Do spectators get to experience that as if we were there?
And my mic has been muted on stream. Oh my goodness. Yo, why isn't my boy Mike on Zach Maokai says I just bro, good thing we're finally getting the match, but I can't believe it was just muted the whole time. Whoops. Oh no. Alright. How do I
If you hold tab, a little window will pop up at the bottom and you can rearrange the champion order by like clicking on their profile pictures and dragging them or their icons and dragging them around. And that'll fix it on the sides too.
Alright. There we go.
So it
Alright.
looks like Team Shortlist Dojo is opening up with a cute little 5 point, and Team UNF is going for an invade. A really strong choice for a team with no CC in their starting spells. Maybe Melio Q gets someone, but it's not exactly a hook. They're just looking for deep vision on the enemy team's blue buff, and doing so gives the enemy team, or Team Shortlist Dojo, room to do just the same. In the end, not a whole lot has transpired.
Oh,
Both
they're
teams
about
have
to
vision of the other team's blue buff,
about to
and a fight's going down in the top river. It looks like Team UNF is going to come out on top, just barely managing to not kill the Yone. And Ornn gets chunked down after the minions have spawned, so he's going to get to lane a little bit late here, maybe even burn teleport. Gwen took no damage at all, so already a lane where the Ornn's behind. He's going to be even further behind. Now, Team Shortbus does know that Mike Beeston is starting on his blue buff and will be padding bot. It looks like Volibear is also going to be padding bot this game. Yeah.
a control Z going in and out. Yes, I can zoom in on you this close, Jack. Look at that. Sorry, I'm still new to
You're fine, man.
the, the controls here.
Picking up on the camera controls. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a little rusty here. I'm looking at bot lane. Looks like doing alright down here. Aurora's got that prio. She's winning. Gwen is beating up top lane, pushing
Unsurprisingly.
pushing him into tower. Hopefully he can see us. This alright?
I think Ornn kind of just has to fall behind on CS versus Gwen. I think he will, despite it all, uh, be incredibly useful in his team fights. I think he doesn't require items as much as some other characters. I think his ult and his CC and his passive just provide so much utility in a fight that he will be okay regardless of how hard this Gwen stomps. Yeah, I've got confidence in Nick to perform even in such an unfortunate situation for him. Now, bot lane is pushed towards the side of Shortbus Dojo, and it's about time for the junglers to be wrapping up with their camps, both of them just starting to work on their very final camp. Mike Beestum actually opting to board the Dragon Pit beforehand, a little bit far in advance for the dragons to come in, but some nice initiative in the meantime. Volibear taking the scuttle in the bottom river. Both teams have vision in the river in the bot lane, so I don't expect ganks will be really doing very much here.
Bully's
And it
going to
looks like
gank
Volibear
mid.
doesn't expect it either. Coming up now in the mid lane towards Jack Frost.
Uh-oh.
Tried to use the E to bounce over the wall, but just couldn't manage it. And Mike Beeston is here to cover him. Looks like the Melio roamed up as well, so no deaths will be transpiring on either side here. It's just a very safe early game. Now the Ornn looks to have gotten a lead over or a damage lead over the Gwen, magically, miraculously. But the wave is still pushing towards him. Volibear got both top and bottom scuttles, so he's got a notable lead over Mike Beeston, but is recalling a little bit later.
They're fighting in the bot lane.
It looks like Mike Beeston is also roaming up to the top lane for a gank, and Gwen will be going down.
1-for-1.
1-for-1. Honestly, very impressive that Gwen managed to sneak a kill out there. I feel like Ornn really should have been able to get away with that with his life, but just reading a little bit too hard for the kill, not even getting it. Volibear quite a bit faster on his clear than Mike Beeston. Now has time to gank Jack Frost in the mid lane. And Yone not quite in a position to follow up on it. Jack Frost still not in the best spot, manages to dodge the volley Q, and escapes completely unscathed. If not a little poorer in mana.
Volibear is stealing our
First Drake now up.
Our jungle.
Sorry, go on.
You're good. Volibear is stealing the Raptors from Mike Beeston. And it looks like Yone is actually attacking our Aurora here, but he backed up. Mike is now chasing. Here comes bot lane. They're just warding at the moment. Mike chasing Volley into his jungle.
This is a very ambitious play from Mike Beeston. I know he really likes to invade, and I'm sure he feels super confident on the Nefiri. It's one of his favorite picks, of course, but I don't think he'll be getting a lot from this invade, just wasting a bit of his own time. His Krug camp is still up. I think he's trying to play around the dragon, force something to happen a little bit. He knows his team is a little bit stronger early than his opponents, but he just can't force anything out.
Severus finally got her W up. She ran out of mana, so she can't clear the wave as fast as she wants to. Yone and Aurora both resetting. Volibear coming up to top, trying to get Scuttle, and Gwen coming down to assist him. Yone teleport mid, and here comes Nick, getting their ward. Little does he know that their jungler is here, but the jungler is backing! Let's go!
I wouldn't be surprised if we see Grubs taken for Team Short Bus Dojo here. I think that their top laner has quite a bit more prio than Team UNF's top laner. And there's a bit of a vision dance going on in the top side river. Team Short Bus definitely has a bit of an advantage when it comes to vision. Ornn just tried to remedy that with yet another control ward. He's so far behind and he's already spending so much money on control wards. I don't think that's going to work out well for him in the long game. Gwen uses ult, does not manage to kill Ornn just barely, and because Ornn still has his ult, I feel like the fight for Grubs is going to be a little bit more in favor of Team UNF, despite it all. Additionally, Melio is roamed up to the top side, and UNF is on Grubs, and it doesn't really look like a great fight for Short Bus here. They're a little bit outmanned, outgunned. Volibear does have ult, which Mike Beeston does not. Yone is also present in the fight with ult, and Rakan has finally caught up to his team. The fight just took a little bit too long, and Team UNF no longer has the advantage. I think the best they can hope for is to escape their lives. Jack Frost actually goes in. The Volibear is falling quite low. Yone hits a massive ult on Mike Beestum, and it looks like the volley barely escapes with his life. Gwen is chasing down the Melio. Melio is forced to use Flash. Jack Frost is also forced to use Flash on the Aurora. Gets a bit more damage in, just trying to squeeze something out, but Team UNF does not win this fight, and it looks like Team Shortbus is going to take the lead with Grubs, putting a point towards the objective feat.
The Fury is going to try and come in and steal the last grub here. Oh, they did not make it in time. Sivir is almost
Now, in the meantime,
dead.
Yeah, go on.
Oh, there she goes. Lucian just killed her for, I think it was 300 gold?
Yes, indeed. Now the game is resetting to a sort of neutral. Both teams will be looking to set up for the Ocean Drake here. Now 10 minutes into the game, it's pretty late for there being no Drakes taken. I would expect Team UNF to have a bit of an advantage on this one. I think their bot side is quite a bit stronger than their opponents. Amber Dragon has been CSing fabulously, managed to squeeze a kill out on her own. Melio is also a really strong pick into Rakan. I feel like his ult, Melio's ult, just does so well into Rakan, so just nullifies everything and heals his own team. But the Vision, once again, is a little bit better set up, I feel, for Team Shortbus, though set up after Team UNF. Rakan does not have a red ward, so UNF's Vision will be a little bit more staying than Shortbus, but Shortbus has the advantage on the Drake fight. They've just started it before Team UNF could really get ready. Jack Frost does have his ult up. I think he has a great opportunity to dish out a lot of damage here. Yone also comes in with ult, manages to catch out Jack Frost. Jack Frost does not have flash, so I don't think he's going to make it out of this. Virus gets a little bit more of a lead in the mid lane, which is just not what Jack Frost wanted. In the meantime, Volibear nets a kill on Emilio, and 3 members of Team Shortbus are chasing down Amber Dragon, and they do manage to get a Volley. Got a triple kill out of that fight, which will just springboard him into being an absolute monster. Already, Team Shortbus is ahead by 4,000, well, 3,000 gold. And I do.
And so did Sivir.
I do not like the position for Team UNF here.
Yeah, and while they were getting ready for Dragon, Gwen actually killed our Orin up in top lane and got one of his plates, actually a plate and a half, so. And they're actually fighting again. Our top laners are really aggressive here.
I think the lane state for top lane right now is just absolutely terrible. Freezing on the Gwen side is just not what you want to see as the Ornn. I feel like this is just going to lead into another kill for Boar Vessel here. Nick is just having just a struggle of a game. He's doing really good at keeping up in CS. I think he was 20 CS down last time I checked, and he's still 20 CS down. Now Mike Beestum is here to help him just push the wave under tower, get a bounce back. But Lynx for the support is also here, and it just ends terribly for Ornn once again.
What was that?
They're calling it, pulling out a teleport, the unsealed spellbook, making its grand entrance. Just shows the effectiveness of that rune and Lynx's ability to be
Mike's getting
prominent around the map.
invaded by Volibear. Volibear is trying to steal his blue buff. And he stole it. And here comes Yone.
Successfully. Yone does have R, manages to miss Mike Beestum, just a fabulous dodge on the Nefiri W. Jack Frost also manages to get out of a tight situation, but he does have to use ult. Volibear is quite low. Nick is going in on the Ornn. Doesn't quite manage to hit, but gets some nice trade on the Gwen. And once again, a fight has ended with Team Shortbus having more kills than Team UNF. It's a little bit unfortunate.
They're fighting in the bot lane. Oh, Rakan flashed.
Lynx decides to flash in on Amber Dragon. very great engage, but I think that Severe was just a little bit too far away to follow up on it, but they do manage to get Lucian's barrier out in exchange.
Yone coming in to steal Mike's Raptors. Aurora coming in to help.
There is just relentless harassment on the jungler from Team Short Bus here. And despite the 2v1, Virus manages to dish out such a great deal of damage that Jack Frost has to back up on the Aurora.
Here comes Volibear trying to join in on the fun.
I would not be surprised to see Volibear take Mike Beestom's Krugs, just putting him even further behind in terms of gold and XP. The Volley's playing this really, really well, I think. And Ornn once again goes down. Gwen, I think, is now at a point where she could honestly just run him down under tower. It is terribly unfortunate
And don't forget,
that this
this is
substitute is putting in so much work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Substitute. They're really good. Nick is trying his best.
Absolutely so.
Volibear is hiding in this bush, and Melio is about to get attacked. I feel so bad.
I think
They're
this
moving
is
to
just
tower.
over for Amber Dragon. A great ult by Volibear. Tanking at the tower for the time being. Yone takes a tower shot, but it doesn't really seem to be threatening for either of them. Yone does get his ult forced out, but the bot tier 1 has been taken by Short Bus Dojo. In the meantime, Team UNF is taking the opportunity to go for Rift Herald, and I think they're going to get it. I don't think that Short Bus Dojo has the opportunity or the time to contest it, but we'll see.
Oh, they're trying to go for it. Here comes Rakan. Rakan's the only one that stayed, and Gwen is there as well.
Now, Team UNF opts to go towards the Rakan, which I think is a mistake on their part. I don't know if they're... It looks like they'll be able
And we got the
to
Rift
clear it out
Herald.
in time, just barely. Volibear flashes to try and smite it, but just isn't fast enough. Barely isn't fast enough. Team UNF does manage to pick up the Rift Herald.
Yone already
And-
going down to Dragon, starting it.
Yeah.
I think he could solo this as well.
I don't think you're wrong about that at all. But Volibear will be showing up to try and secure it with Smite, and it isn't even fast enough. Once again, Mike Beestom jumped on his Krugs, escapes with his life, but I don't think Melio is going to be so lucky.
Their vision prio is
And it looks like
way
his red
good.
buff is going to be getting contested as well. I don't know if this guy has cleared his red side in like 3 minutes. It's so unfortunate. Volley smites the red buff,
Volley.
once again keeping Mike Beestom from his camps.
What's Yone doing? Yone is now taking jungle camps as well. Looks like he's his CS is getting way too high. Gwen attacking Ornn once again. But this time he's just stuck under the tower. Yone coming up to mid to try and gank Lucian, Melio, and why am I forgetting her name? The dog.
Nefiri?
Yeah, Nefiri. I'm like blanking out.
It looks like a gank is coming in on the Gwen here. I don't know if they're going to be able to get anything. I feel like Gwen, at this point in the game, just has too much stickiness, especially since Lynx is now coming in to help her out. Ornn is put way too low. Mike Beestom sees an angle on the Rakan, but isn't able to follow through with it. Misses one of his knives. And in this 3-on-1 gank, Gwen comes out with a kill. It's
Volley
just
is
super
taking-
unfortunate she doesn't even have Riftmaker yet.
And then meanwhile, Volley is taking the blue buff.
I think Volley's going to take the whole blue jungle. One thing I noticed throughout this match is that Team Short Bus just has incredible vision control. The entire Team Blue's entire jungle is warded, topside and bottom. And I just don't think that Mike Beeston can really do anything in this situation. He's sort of homeless. Is forced to clear waves, really, or anything he wants.
Enemy team is just clearing vision at the moment and resetting.
Next objective up on the map is Otacon. 1 minute from now, I think we'll be seeing both teams getting ready for it. Dragon is in 2 minutes, so it could be that they're more concerned with the Dragon, or that both objectives will be up at the same time, and we'll see the teams decide between trading one for another, or if they'll butt heads over probably the Otacon. Both mid laners do have TP up. We see both of them in the bot lane. Severe now opting to shove top against an Ornn that her Gwen has beautifully curated for her. It's just a completely safe and free lane for an ADC. Well, at this point, Gwen is even running through Team Blue's red jungle and finding no camps, unfortunately, unsurprisingly.
They're gonna try
Now Team Short Bus is getting ready for Otacon. And Mike Beeston is sieging the bot tower. It looks like instead of trying to contest the Otacon, Team UNF is just going to take the opportunity to siege the bot side of the map. I don't think that just with Rift Herald they could take the tier 2. It looks like the Nefiri from Team UNF is using the Rift Herald to run away from Virus, the Yone player of Team Short Bus, and is not succeeding. It looks like a double kill for this Yone. That is just a terrible, terrible situation to be in for the players of Team UNF. And I think this Yone is just gonna do exactly what UNF wanted to do with that Rift Herald and take tier 2.
Amelia and Lucian are getting deleted in the mid lane by all 4 players on the other team. And here comes Ornn, but he can't really do much by himself here. Yone taking all the towers in bot lane. But the tower in mid lane is going to go as well. The other team doesn't even care about Drake anymore. Yone is probably going to try and go get it, though. Rakan's going to start it.
I think it's super unfortunate that Team UNF, their Nefiri is still down for the Drake. I think that was the best moment in time that they had to take the Drake. But because Team Short Bus were all still low on their resources from the previous fight and hadn't recalled, but at this point they've reset, they've gotten what they need, and it's just, this game is just completely over for Team UNF. I just wonder if we're going to see Baron angle, if we're going to play this game out for another 3 minutes, or if Team Short Bus is strong enough to just brute force it. I think that 12,000 gold should be enough of a difference between the two teams for Short Bus to force it out, but we'll just have to see.
Volibear stealing our team's red. And here comes Yone getting another double kill. Unless, oh no,
once again,
Volley steals the double.
Once again, catching out Mike Beeston in his own jungle. Even this time with a support to bodyguard form, it was not enough. I think this might be where we see the game end for Team UNF. With Team Short Bus just sieging the tower without any minions at all, a bit of a BM strategy, I would say, does not end well for them. I think it would be hard, but I do think that they can still throw this game.
Yone is in bot lane pushing.
Very, very hard.
Aurora got a 1,080 gold bounty off of Volibear. Or 1,080 gold off of Volibear in general. I don't think the bounty was actually that high, but here comes Yone. They gotta watch out for him. He's the scariest one on their team, in my opinion.
I completely agree with you. He doesn't have his ult right now, so he's not as scary as he could be, but he still dishes out an outrageous amount of damage. A wonderful engage from Lynx on the Rakan. Yone hits a massive three-man Q3 and hits a wonderful ult on Mike Beast and the jungler of Team UNF. Yone is just hit every single spell he's thrown out, and it is just a confident team fight win for Team Short Bus here. And it looks like they will be wrapping the game up in this time. I think that was a really great performance. I didn't notice anything super special going on in the mid lane, but Virus was just able to get a lead over Jack Frost. The support from Team UNF leaving before the game is actually over. A little bit surprising. But I,
Alrighty.
I feel like both the top lane and the mid lane of Team Short Bus did a really great job at pushing their leads there.
I agree. Um, I actually have to be right back, so I will be back in like 2 seconds.
Don't worry about it. Toodles. I feel like that game was a really confident in favor of team short bus just from the draft. I feel the Gwen counters Ornn a lot more than Yone counters Aurora, though I am surprised at how the mid lane went because of Aurora's strength into Yone. Just really wasn't enough there, I guess, for Jack Frost to squeeze out the win. I also haven't seen Jack Frost play a whole lot of Aurora. He might not be as confident on that champion as a Viper is on the Yone. So that could be, or Virus rather, is on the Yone. So that could be another explanation.
Alrighty, I'm back.
Uh,
I wonder if they're gonna ban Lulu this time.
Um, Seeing as it was the fifth ban last time, I don't expect it to be a super high priority thing. I honestly think we're going to be seeing the same first three bans from Team UNF on the Rammus, Morgana, Poppy. Maybe not on the Poppy as much. I'm really surprised that Poppy ban came out. I guess they just wanted to run Aurora, Lucian, Nefiri, and they didn't want to deal with a possible strong champion into all three of them. I don't think the players of Short Bus really touch Poppy all that much, but it was a choice.
Yeah.
Um, though I wonder if Team Short Bus is going to be as scared of Mike Beeston as they were the previous game. They dedicated two of their first three bans on his characters, and I feel like I don't think it was his fault, but he did not perform very exceptionally, or at least the volley bear of Team Short Bus was unstoppable that last round in a way that made Mike Beeston look like he was struggling quite a lot. I'm just gonna say it, he was struggling quite a lot there. He had no jungle. He did not have enough agency to make Nefuria work. I've been in that situation and it is frustrating. But
Uh,
it makes me wonder if Short Bus is gonna treat him with as much respect as they did the previous round.
it looks like that short bus actually kept their substitute in, so Boar Vessel is here to stay.
Okay, I'm excited to see it.
They banned Seraphine
I
again.
hope. Yeah, I am expecting the Seraphine to stay banned. I think that Amber Dragon is a monster on that character, and I do not think we will be
Oh.
seeing any gameplay of it.
Oh, they banned Kindred and Syndra. All right. I like the Syndra ban. because the other team plays it. So
Bring a little bit more respect into the mid laner of Team Short Bus, or maybe they're just a little less concerned with the other roles this game. Once again, we see the Galio ban come out, but this time it's in the first three. They do give a little bit less respect to Mike Beestom. I wonder if we'll see him pull out the Jarvan this game. I'm not really sure. And they ban Yone, Team UNF.
are
Despite this being a
we?
fearless draft, they still decide to ban a character that was played last round. Maybe
Oh,
they feel
oh,
so confident. Oh, it's supposed to be an Ari ban. That makes sense. I think
Ari
playing on
ban.
blue side, they want to have the Ari banned so that the mid laner from Team Short Bus can't first pick it and take it from Mike,
Ooh.
or not Mike, Jack Frost. I know both Jack
Ooh.
Frost and his opponent Virus both play Oriana, so that's why we see this coming in as a first pick, a bit of a snatch. And they do pick the Poppy. I guess this guy is just a really confident Poppy player. Also, as mentioned, we do see Mike Beestom on the Jarvan. Called it earlier. We see it now.
The collie. All right, let's see. Who are we gonna choose? I was gonna make a Ghostbusters joke, but it's not Halloween yet. Who are we gonna call? Ghostbusters. A Moo. Who plays a Moo?
um, I think we're going to be seeing it in a Mumu support this game, if you could believe it. Or maybe it'll be an unorthodox Jarvan top. Maybe that might be a little bit more believable than a Mumu support, though I forget if the buffs are out or if they're out next patch. I remember them saying something about trying to buff a Mumu support, which I tried it once, went terribly, didn't go back. I think it's definitely not as easy a pick as some other supports. If we do see him in the support lane, I don't know if Nick plays Jarvan top. I'm actually gonna check up on that really quickly. And it does not look like, at least on his main account, he has not played at Jarvan top anytime recently.
Hmm. Trundle. Trundle ban. I like the Malphite
A very
ban.
interesting. I also like the Malphite ban. I think it's very good in response to a um, Silas ban. I think that when we see a Silas ban, it's usually because that team wants to play Malphite. I don't think Silas is really as dominant a character right now as he once has been, though he is definitely gaining some traction in the jungle. Do we see
They actually
while we thought
changed
about a Trundle ban, we see
the
a Morgana ban
Morgana.
from UNF here.
Ziggs. Ooh. Ziggs is scary.
I think Ziggs is a probably the best ADC this patch. It's a very, very strong pick. Just really capable of sitting back, playing safe, and I think his ult will go very well with the combo that UNF is trying to go for. I think we're trying to see a bit of a Jarvan ult, Orianna ult, a Mumu ult, Ziggs ult. Really, it's a lot of moving pieces, so I hope that they're able to make it work. But if they do make it work, it'll look really cool, and I'm excited to see it in action.
Cassante. I don't feel like Cassante is really a strong pick here. I'm not gonna lie. I only say that
I
because, like, from my personal experience, like, I always see Cassante being pretty weak. Like, I don't know.
I
Um,
think Cassante is like a consistent pick. Right now, Short Bus has to choose a blind top, and I think Cassante is a really strong blind. He also has an Unstoppable, which is pretty strong into the Amumu pick, and he has his ult, which is really, really good for getting him out of an engage by Jarvan if he does want to get out.
That's true.
Uh, I don't think it's the strongest pick, but I think it's a pretty solid blind here from Boar Vessel.
Set.
You see a set to finish it out.
Alright, so we're going Heartsteel. It sounds so
I
good.
don't know if we'll be seeing the Heartsteel build coming out,
No, 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 no,
but
no. I meant like, the band. Two of them are in here.
oh, that's true. Going a bit of the way of the Beatles here with Set versus Cassante.
Yep.
Yep,
Hello,
hello.
fellow commentator Lilu.
Hello.
Welcome to the call. We just finished drafting.
Alright, let me screen share
Awesome.
for you.
We are about to hop into the game
Oh.
shortly, I would imagine.
I'm just gonna.
How the game's been going? How's it been going? How's it been
So
looking?
the first game was really volatile. We saw fights happening in the top river before the minions came out, and Team UNF did not walk away ahead, I will say. Uh, we also Team UNF blind picked Orin, and the team Short Bus, their opponents this time around, picked Gwen, and it was just a massacre in the top lane. Yone
Yikes.
versus Aurora in the mid lane. It's an Aurora favored matchup. Jack Frost was on the Aurora, but Yone was able to pick up kills here and there from unfavorable fights taken in the early game by Team UNF. And it was just it was like a wash, both top and mid lane. Mike Beeston, at some point, he stopped being able to go into his own jungle. Volibear was basically farming four sides or four quarters of the map. It was tough. It was really tough to witness, especially since he was on the Neferi character so close to my heart. Amber Dragon did a really good job. She picked up a couple of solo kills in bot lane, and she was ahead of CS like I think the entire match. She was doing really, really well. And her support was just doing his best to try and be present around the map, but I think Rakan just did a little bit better of a job. He ran Unsealed Spellbook. There was one really cool play where he ganked top, got a kill, and then TP'd back to bot with the Spellbook, and I thought that was really charming to see. But I think the first game, it was just a tough to watch for UNF fans.
Yeah, and looking at the draft now, the Cassante, Akali, Sejuani, it looks like UNF might be facing the same struggles with the assassin mid, the insane damage top, and the really oppressive jungle, just kind of making the other one homeless.
One thing I thought was really interesting about the draft was how hard Team UNF is trying to make like a combo happen between Amumu, Jarvan, Orianna, Ziggs. Honestly, even the set W, I think it'll. I'm excited to see it. I think it's just too much going on for it to work, but I'm just so excited to see the attempt to make it work. I think if they can get it to work consistently, that they'll be like a monster team to face. But
Yeah, I mean,
we'll
if
see.
they can put these dreams to paper and it actually works out, like it might be crazy comp, but you can't really complain if it's what works.
Now, I am really curious about the set into Cassante. I don't think that set is particularly strong into Cassante, if I'm not
I'm
mistaken.
pretty sure Set beats Cassante, but like lightly. It's not like a counter or anything.
Yeah. So it's interesting that that was the last pick for Team UNF. I don't feel like they needed as much of a bruiser as they need damage, and I don't know if set really fulfills that damage requirements that UNF has. I don't know if I'm very comfortable with it as a last pick, but I'm trying currently to think about what I would have rather seen. I think it
Mm.
provides a lot of mid game power, and it could be that they're trying to play around their top side this game with the Ziggs bot lane. Um, and if that is the case, then I'm looking forward to seeing how it goes. I think that the Jarvan set gank potential isn't exactly something to fear as a Cassante player. And I think that the Sejuani Cassante is something to fear as a set player. So I feel like Nick is going to have sort of tough time this game. I also feel like Cassante scales a little bit better than set and has just, I don't know, more impact. I'm curious how it'll go. Obviously, I
Yeah,
have a lot
and
of commentary on the top lane. Sorry, go ahead.
yeah, no, I was gonna say that also. If I was the J4, I'd be staring at this comp thinking, man, which lane do I play with? Because, like you said, you can't really go into that Cassante very well. But also, ganking a Jinx Poppy lane is just almost impossible. Jinx is incredibly fast, very very strong, easy to snowball. Poppy can does a great job at shoving people away. So the jungle, if the jungle's getting shafted by farm again and can't gank any lanes, I'm not so sure how that's gonna go. I'm thinking we'll
Oh,
see the action mostly in mid lane from J4 because I think that is the lane that just has the best ganking potential.
last game, the jungler for Team Short Bus went for mid lane first for the gank, and I'm really curious if we're going to see that same behavior this game. I feel like Orianna is pretty immobile, so I could
Yes,
definitely imagine
definitely.
it being a bit of a struggle for Jack
Yeah.
Frost. The
Yeah,
but
and
Akali
with
doesn't
Akali, you
stack
stack
up
the
the
Sejuani
Sejuani
passive pretty
passive as
fast.
much. Oh,
Yeah.
do you really?
Well,
Do
yeah,
you know if her
because
Q
she
stacks
can
it?
her Q. I have no idea if her Q stacks it, but I know Akali's short range. Um, she's gonna be faster than Oriana, and it's easy to close distance early. So Akali could
Hmm.
just get up close to Oriana and auto attack.
Hmm.
I'm not sure if her Q stacks the Sejuani passive.
One thing I am really excited to see is this Amumu support. I have never seen Oikawa. Well, I've never seen anyone pull out an Amumu support.
I
I
was thinking the same thing. I was like, man, this Ziggs Amumu bot lane has got to be interesting.
I really hope it goes well, just so we get to see more of the pick. I feel like it's a
Yes.
bit of a freak pick, maybe like almost a desperation pick. I wonder if the goal is to just sit back and scale. Like I would look at an Amumu support and think of it like an engaged support, like a tank support, but maybe it's something closer, like further from a Nautilus and closer to a Braum, something that is there to protect the ADC. Now we see some interesting activities from Team UNF. Last game they also went for a sort of cheeky, almost invade play. Um, in this game we are seeing just the same, and of course Short Bus is responding with the exact same thing they did last time. This time around, Team UNF
Oh
does have
my goodness.
CC,
Alrighty.
and
What a crazy
they
first
just
blood.
get an absolutely massive first blood there. They do not go deeper with it, so there is not vision in the enemy jungle for Team UNF.
But honestly, that's a totally fine trade-off. Like a first blood is something you can really snowball with, especially into the J4, which you were saying in their first game, they were really struggling with securing the farm. With this early
Hmm.
lead, it would be easier to kind of push off any invades or any fights that would happen over scuttle or early objectives.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's a long sword buy. Like a long sword this early is very strong. It's I'm
And it
pretty
looks
sure it's
like
one of the strongest early component items in the game that you could buy.
probably it looks like we get a positive trade for Team UNF here in the bot lane, which is not at all what I would have expected from Amumu into Poppy. I feel like Poppy has a really strong ability to trade, but I guess Jinx is just doesn't deal enough damage early to justify taking such an early trade.
Yeah, a lot of Jinx's damage comes from her rocket launcher rather than her minigun, which takes a lot
Hmm.
of mana to use.
we actually once again see the jungler for Team Short Bus just a little bit faster than the J4, even despite the longsword. I'm a little worried, honestly. I don't think Sejuani has as much aggressive invade potential as Volibear does. But this is looking like a similar start here for Team Short Bus, just without all the pre-minion wave shenanigans. And it's a little bit concerning as a Team UNF fan myself.
I think unfortunately you'd be surprised how aggressive Sejuani can be. She does seem like she would just be a tank character, but you know how tanks go in this game, that they just do way too much damage, more than they should. And especially with her ability to chase people down with her passive and her dash, it can get pretty ugly.
So we see Mike Beeson here. I like to skip his blue buff in order to gank bot lane a little bit earlier. And he does get a lot of damage off on the Jinx, but it's just not enough to kill her. And the Amumu is caught out from Team UNF. It looks like we might see Sejuani go down. No, she just barely gets away. And Amber Dragon flashes, does not hit the Ziggs Q, the bouncing bomb there.
Yeah, that would have been beautiful if that flash led into a kill, especially with Sejuani just barely making it out, but unfortunately they lose that trade and Oikawa has to one-sidedly die here.
And both ADCs do end up using their flash, but supports end up using both of their summoner spells. I don't think we're going to be seeing a very active bot lane for a little bit here. At this stage of the game, everything is fairly even. The top laner for Team UNF is down a bit of CS, but not so much that it might be notable. More notable than what's already been noted. The jungler for Team UNF does have a little bit worse tempo than the jungler for Short Bus. And Drake is now spawning. I think that this game, Team UNF does have a bit of advantage when it comes to vision over Short Bus, which is absolutely wonderful to see. It's something I feel I've commented on quite a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, that mid lane tempo and the positioning in bot lane is way better too. So they might be having the upper hand for Drake here. However, Sejuani's top to bottom clear into Drake is going noticeably faster than J4's. You know, we do see an unpunished Team Short Bus going up, kind of getting vision here and there wherever they can, which unfortunately will get in the way with taking Drake to Team UNF, especially with that Scuttle Crab down now.
Now, because of their excellent jungle tempo, Team Short Bus is ready for Drake just a little bit faster than Team UNF is, and the jungler for Short Bus manages to help clear out a bit of the vision, take advantage super strongly for their team. And an engagement is happening in the bot lane here. Poppy being extremely useful, stopping Mike Beeston from engaging on the Jinx, just keeping her ADC alive. Jack Frost does hit a big ult on both of the enemy team's bot laners. It's not enough to kill them. He gets caught out by the Sejuani. And the Amumu as well succumbs to Sejuani passive. 2 kills going down here for Team Short Bus. And this is looking quite similar to last game, though even earlier than we've previously seen.
Yeah, they did a pretty good job of just kind of splitting up Team UNF and separating them out. Which is a very unfortunate news, especially since Team Short Bus got feats off that. Now leaving it just up to either objectives or tower.
In the meantime, we do see Cassante from Team Short Bus picking up a solo kill on Nick. Very well played by him. Both top laners don't have flash, but Sets had his down for a little bit, just playing well around the flash timing this Cassante.
Yeah, it seems like both top and mid lane are getting a bit diffed, like you were describing in that first game, with Team Short Bus having more farm and already more KDA than their UNF counterparts.
Once again, the Sejuani is ready for grubs before the Jarvan, the J4. But I think at this point, it might not even be smart for Team UNF to contest the grubs. Poppy is going into the jungle and harassing Mike Beeston 2 levels down, and she's getting away with it. Granted, she does have to flash, but for the work she's put in, it just allows her jungler to pick up the grubs, like almost completely uncontested. The set comes down, but just isn't stronger than the Cassante. Loses a bunch of health for his effort. Looks like he's going to die for it. Manages to stay alive a little bit, but he's out of the fight. Akali goes under the top tower, takes care of the enemy team's jungler, and we see 3 players fall with no response from Team UNF. It just looks like a disaster of an early game.
Yeah, and that was an incredibly good Orianna R there, trying to feed turret shots into whoever would die there, with Sejuani just barely making it out, tanking for the rest of the team. It was incredibly unfortunate that they couldn't at least trade even one kill there.
I really want to compliment the flash usage of Team Shortbus. I feel like they've all held their flashes for extremely pivotal moments. We saw Cassante flash on the set earlier for a kill. We saw, I think, 2 players on Team Shortbus flash out from under the tower to survive there. I think that this is just a result of them playing so well in their lanes that they don't need to exhaust themselves of their summoner spells.
Yeah, they seem to have a team comp that loves tower diving in it, and I'd imagine that'd be something they'd spent a decent amount of time practicing. So they've probably learned their flash discipline for that exact reason. Which it's working out well. They're getting the kills they want and not losing anybody in the process. It's working.
We see a small engagement go down in the bot lane. Poppy goes in on the Ziggs, does not manage to deal very much, and almost dies for her efforts. But in the end, Team UNF does not walk away with a kill, but they do walk away with the tower plates. Jarvan is in the bot lane, possibly looking for a tower dive, but it's not very well coordinated, and his bot laners are not about it.
To just take her out instantly.
Just unfortunate for Jack Frost there.
Indeed.
I feel like Team UNF doesn't have the vision they need to deal with how effective the Sejuani is being. I feel like Team Shortbus does a very good job of being present around the map, and I don't feel like UNF has the vision to match that.
Yeah.
This game would be going a lot better if if Team UNF could see what was going on, but I think them being in the dark so much this game is really leading to their downfall.
No, absolutely. Having horrible vision can really make or break the entire game. And it's
we see the
truly a
Poppy
struggle
art.
when you fail to have priority in really vital lanes like mid lane. It's tough to get that vision in sometimes.
Now, I think this is the first Drake fight this game where Team UNF have a little bit of an advantage. They have all 4 of their players here at the start of the fight, and Team Shortbus does not. We see the J4 Orianna ult combo come in and only managed to do half of the Akali's health. A bit of a disappointment. I think Team UNF is just too far behind at this point to have an impact with their combo. And Short Bus manages to flip the Drake in their favor, picking up another kill for their troubles.
Yeah, I also noticed there that I think they were a bit more afraid of the Sejuani than they needed to be. Um, I honestly think Sejuani ulting the Orianna about a minute ago to get that kill was a bit of a waste, considering that Drake was going to be up so soon, and she didn't have ult when they were doing the Drake, and yet that seemed to have gone quite unpunished. And I think UNF was under the impression she had her ult up already and was treating her with a bit more caution, when that wasn't the case at all.
While you were
Another tower deck from
talking,
the Akali in mid lane, yeah.
while you were talking, both the top and the mid lane experienced unfortunate solo kills. Not in the favor of Team UNF. Bot lane got a visit from the Sejuani, and Ziggs did go down. It's a bit sad to say it, but I think this game has been over for Team UNF for quite a while. Amumu goes in, gets a big ult on the Poppy, and actually manages to catch a shutdown for his team. The second kill on the side of Team UNF since the very start of the game, when they snuck out a kill on Jinx and her side's Tribush.
And Set might be killing K'Sante here if he plays things right.
Set currently does have all of his spells up, but neither of his summoners up. And K'Sante has flash up. I don't think he'll be able to catch him out. He's trying to wait for Jack Frost to come top, and he does manage to get here. Boar Vessel now just walks cleanly away, manages to use the Unstoppable on the Orianna ult, and has no trouble just leaving with his life. Amumu is now roaming up in anticipation of Rift Herald, but the Poppy is already there in top lane, and completely unnecessary almost. Akali just picks up a kill on the Orianna, and it looks like another objective is going to be going in favor of Team Short Bus.
Yeah, it was truly something to see the Akali kind of strategically chase him down in the jungle and flash ult into a kill there. It's really frustrating playing from behind and having shit like that happen to you.
One thing I do like is that it looks like Team UNF is looking for vision in their own jungle now. They've understood what Short Bus likes to do, and they're going to do their best to not let them do that. I feel like we might see the Sejuani walk into the red side jungle right after this objective take. Yeah, here she goes, straight towards the Krugs. But they've already been cleared, and she's on vision. It's just absolutely amazing for Team UNF. Now, surprisingly, Jack Frost goes in on her. Meanwhile, K'Sante is 2v1ing the top lane. But Jack Frost goes in on the Sejuani, does not manage to do very much damage, and does not end up using her R. It was a very interesting engagement there, for sure. K'Sante does come out of the 2v1 not unscathed, but still alive. I think Team UNF are a little worse for wear for having taken that 2-for-1 or 2v1.
Yeah, while all of that was happening in bot lane, they were having their own little skirmish down there too. Amumu again went all in and kind of got picked out, and Ziggs also yet again very close to securing a kill on the Poppy, incredibly close. Probably fingers crossed that the burn damage would kill the Poppy there, and also that Jinx perfectly barriered to dodge a Zigzar as well. Very unfortunate in the bot lane that they couldn't secure either of those kills. Truly tragic to watch.
Drake coming up in about 40 seconds. The Poppy for Team Short Bus securing vision, and the Amumu matching her stride. Both supports doing an excellent job, both clearing the opponent's vision and placing their own in a sort of almost circle. But I think UNF, once again, does a little bit better of a job of it. That's what I'd like to see.
They got 4
I'm
people
kind of
in bot.
curious if we'll see. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
4 people in bot jungle. Sorry, I just got back. Lilu, if you wanna go continue with your stuff, I'm back. Sorry.
Yeah, no, that's no problem. I'm glad I could fill in briefly here. This game is going really unfortunately right now for Team UNF. Things have been, I don't want to be rude, a little bit of a sweep in all of these lanes and in terms of objectives. I hope that the rest of the game isn't too much of a landslide, and I hope the third game goes better. I hope they take away from these games what they can and really make something of that last game.
We see a bit of a camp getting set up in the top side, or the red topside jungle, with Poppy and Jinx hoping to catch out J4, and they do end up catching him out. He has to flash out, but he does escape with his life. This is not something we really saw happen last game as much as we are seeing it right now. I think that the jungler, Mike Beeston, is doing a far better job this game. While still behind, he is definitely not as far behind. He is farming his jungles to the best of his abilities. And I think that's market improvement from the previous game. Unfortunately, we are once again at a 10k gold deficit in favor of Team Short Bus. It looks like a scuffle is being set up in the mid lane, but I don't expect anything to happen. So Sejuani does start working on Jarvan's camps. And at this point, the game is just a slow push towards the red Crystal Nexus. Now, 3 members of Team UNF engage on the Cassante in the top lane, and 3 members of Team UNF, well, 2 members of Team UNF run with their tails between their legs. 1 member is caught out by the Sejuani ult, always nearby.
The Jinx artist got
Once
them.
again, a deeply unfortunate fight for Team UNF. They do manage to pick up another kill by a wonderful command shockwave from Jack Frost on the Orianna. And it looks like we might be seeing Cassante go down as well. I think he's just a little bit too mobile for the members of Team UNF that are still kicking. Amber Dragon is really looking for it, though. I don't think she's going to get it. In the meantime, Virus has been patiently hacking away at the red team's tier 2 in bot lane, and it looks like Team Short Bus might be setting up for Otacon, which is up at the moment, and Drake will be up not too long after. At this point, Jarvan does have camps up, and he is farming away at them. I think it would be best to just let this Otacon go. I don't think they can really do anything about it. I feel like the best play from Team UNF here would be to siege top tier 1, but I don't think they're going to be going for that play. I think they're just going to have to sit by and watch Otacon disappear. Now, around this point in the last game is when Team Short Bus started really looking to end the game. They had confidently taken 2 of the tier 3 towers. I think an inhib was down, and at this time in this game, there's an engagement going on in the bot lane. It looks almost in favor of Team UNF, but the Poppy art just sends the team flying, and it's a sort of soft reset of the fight. Mumu gets an engage on the Cassante. Not sure if that's the character you really want to engage on. He does die for it. We see the Mega Inferno Bomb come out from Ziggs. Does not manage to catch anyone out, but I might have been for the wave, honestly. I'm not really sure what they were looking for with that one. Cassante is now looking for the top inhib. His opponent is Jack Frost. There's beautiful spacing on the Orianna. Just Cassante gets no value until he does get value, and it looks like he does one-shot the Orianna and is now in a 3v1 with the members of Team UNF.
No, it's a 3v4.
And it looks like he's
3v3.
winning.
Ooh, Kali came in.
Sweeps up the mess left behind by her Cassante. Catches a quick, clean double kill, and it looks like Team Short Bus could just push to end here, honestly. It'll be a little bit tough into a Ziggs, but I think they just have enough people alive with enough health in the pool to start looking if they feel like it, which they don't. It looks like they will be recalling into a Drake clear, probably into a Baron clear, probably into the game ending. With a far harsher stomp than the first game, honestly. I feel like the jungler for Team Short Bus performed a little bit more strongly the first game, but the team overall has just played exceptionally this game. Hardly letting deaths slip through, and it's actually mostly all on their Jinx. Through no fault of her own, I'm sure. It's a very tough role to play, ADC, and I do not blame her for what's happened to her.
Yeah, it's really hard. ADC, I think, that's the toughest role in the game, no?
I think it's the role with the least impact on the game. I think it's the hardest to win a game if you're an ADC player. I've heard that jungle is the hardest role, and I don't know if I would disagree with that. I think you have to keep track of a lot of things if you're a jungler. You have to
Yes.
play in a very certain way that obviously every role plays in its own certain way, but I feel like jungler has to be a bit more certain,
Jungle
especially
is,
because of the impact of smite.
I feel like jungling is more like almost acting like you have like fake OCD, where you have to be literally like everything has to be perfect or you're gonna lose the game.
Mhm.
I actually had an argument with someone saying, or my argument was that the jungler controls the game, and someone disagreed with me, but my points are because, like, you know, we get junglers are the ones who decide what lanes win for the most part if they get ganks or gives ganks, and then also like if you get all of the objectives on time, then you're getting your team extra points. So
I do think junglers have the power to tip the scales as they see fit.
yeah,
I don't know if any one role controls the game as much as the jungler does, so I would have to agree with your assessment. And at this point, Team Short Bus is just cleaning up the members of Team UNF. They've just gotten Baron. They're pushing to end this game. This game ended maybe even more than 10 minutes ago. This game has been over for a long time, and we've just been waiting for the game to reflect that, or the Nexus to reflect that.
Jackeister said, "Let Alana cook. ADC hardest at everything. Support controls the game. The higher rank you are."
That's true.
Oh,
Support does have a lot of opportunity for impact. I don't know if we've seen a lot of impact coming from the Amumu this game as much as we have the Poppy, but I don't disagree with that. Support is definitely one of the more influential picks.
context. I'm an ADC main. Makes sense. All right. Sorry for my interruptions. By the way, my dog is like just craving
Oh, you're
attention.
completely fine.
She
Keep fighting the good fight, bro.
my dog was her first day by herself for the most part. I mean, Grandma came and took her for a walk, but
What kind of dog do you have?
She's a lab mix, and I believe she's mixed with a whippet, so it kind of makes things a little bit difficult for me, but it's okay.
What is a whippet?
It's like a
I'm sorry, I'm not familiar with
smaller
that.
version of a greyhound, but with more energy.
I see.
So she really likes to chew on things, but she's already trained in that perspective or like that area. So
Hmm.
she only chews on her toys. She tries to chew on me sometime, but I don't let her. Right now she's
I think
chewing on
that's
her
probably the
bone.
right play to make.
Yeah. She takes out her energy on chewing her bone, which she's doing right now, but
Hmm.
she prefers that I sit next to her while she do it or while she does it. I think it's just because I've been gone all day and she missed me, so
Do you have a
thank you.
laptop or a desktop?
I have a desktop.
It's a little bit tougher to sit next to her, unfortunate.
Yeah, but I have a curved monitor, so it's fine. Oh, did my drafts?
And we see Morgana Band once again come out for Team UNF.
There we go. Another Seraphine band.
We know
Someone wrote a message. Support controls a lot, but as far as lane goes, lanes should win lane. Wait, your victory screen looks nice. Thank you. It's the Spirit Blossom. What do you mean by that? What do you mean by support controls a lot, but as far as lane goes, lanes should win lane? Do you mean game? Because we were talking about the game, right? In general?
no,
Or,
I think what they're saying is that the support has the power to like tip the scales. I think support can like influence a lane, but it's up to the laner to really win the lane because a support can gank as many times as they want to, but if the opposing laner just stays safe, there's not a lot that the support can do. They just do their best to try and get their laner ahead, but there are situations where the support just can't do anything. And even if they can do something, if their laner, say they're ganking mid lane, if their mid laner isn't uh, good enough of a player, they can't take that lead and roll with it. However, I do think that the mid laner for both of these teams are extremely capable of taking a lead and rolling with it. We saw, I believe last scrim, we saw very strong performances from Jack Frost. And this scrim, we are seeing some very strong performances from Virus. I really like how he's been playing both of these games. Now for Team UNF, we see Rumble come out. It's really interesting how we're seeing a lot of top laners chosen in the first three picks. I feel like that's not something that's really orthodox for drafts normally, but it's something that I've noticed that Team UNF really likes to do. I guess Nick is just more comfortable blinding than most. And Short Bus Dojo picks up the Misfortune. I know Amber Dragon is a bit of a Misfortune player, so this is a very strategic pick. I'm honestly surprised that UNF isn't picking something for her first. She's been banned out pretty strongly uh, every one of these games. And once again, we see the Yone ban coming in. I assume that is supposed to be Ari once again from Short Bus. It's a little silly to make the same mistake twice. I wonder if they're just having fun with it.
none.
UNF took a little bit too long to think. It was an Anivia pick, which is just absolutely interesting. I wonder if that's going to be flexed onto the support or if that's going to be our mid laner for Team UNF this game around. I think Jack Frost does have an Anivia, which you would hope with a name like that. Um, I don't know how fearsome it is. I can't remember having seen it in play, but I feel like Anivia is a fairly safe character who scales very well. So I don't mind it as a blind pick too terribly. We see Sin Xiao coming out for Short Bus Dojo. I think I think their top laner might have had a couple of games on Xin Zhao, so it's not completely certain
Yeah.
whether Jax is top or jungle. So this will be, it's probably just going to be a comfortable Jax top Xin Zhao jungle, especially since the Jax was chosen right after the Rumble. But there is still some chance we see a quirky Xin Zhao top, which I would love, but I doubt it's happening. But we see the Bronk ban come in from Short Bus, really fearing the Braum
Oh,
of Oikawa, which is kind of surprising, but I guess it is his favorite character. And the response from UNF being a rel ban. I feel like both teams have a pretty strong front line, and right now what they need to build is their back line. So I'm not as happy with these bans as I could be. I feel like neither team should really want to be choosing a tank right now, but I guess they're just relying super hard on their damage to do what they need to do. And Pantheon Leona bans coming up next, really just trying to cut out any chunkiness on either side. Both teams really want to blow up their opponents, and that can be really clearly seen with the UNF Pike pick. Pike Senna, really, really interesting bot lane. I love both of these characters, so I am excited to see how this goes. And I feel like the Hui into an Anivia is a very uninteractive lane. Both characters are quite safe. Anivia is a little bit weaker early than Hui is, but stronger late than he is. Both champs have wonderful wave clear. It's kind of going to be like a Cold War almost in the mid lane. We see a Bard come in on a short bus. Also, a very fun character to watch. I feel like Bard really shows a player's skill more than some other supports. He's a very difficult support to play correctly, and I am looking forward to Lynx trying him out. I'm pretty sure Lynx was the support for Short Bus,
yeah.
but I'm looking forward to Lynx
Lynx
trying
is.
him out. I feel like Lynx has been performing excellently, really putting a lot of pressure onto Mike Beeston in the jungle. So I think Bard is absolutely a champion that can take advantage of that tendency to run around the map and make something happen of it.
Can you hear my dog in the background?
I can't. I don't know if the mic on stream is different from the mic over Discord, but
It's a
I
little
cannot hear
bit.
your
It's
dog.
a little bit.
Okay.
My mic on stream has less noise suppression.
Okay.
They're
So
talking
that dog could
about
be picking up.
oh, bye Royal Links. Have fun in your game. The gamers are all yapping in the chat. They're all Alright. It's loading.
So we have reached waiting for spectator delay, and I'm really curious. How do you feel about this bot lane? I feel like Pike Senna is a really interesting thing to pick
Uh
because Senna is such a scaler and Pike is such an aggressive character. I wonder if we're going to be seeing him roaming around a lot, but I feel like roaming into Hui is a little bit of a hard ask. I feel like Misfortune is also a really strong scaler. Like I feel like we almost have like a mirror matchup where we have two really strong scaling ADCs and two really heavy roaming supports. I'm curious who you feel is in a better position here.
I think I think Pike because personally like he could go invisible. He's got more stealth. But who was the other support? I'm sorry, was it Bard?
It's Bard.
So, yeah, Bard is like kind of OP. So, um, if they build him right, he could be really, really dangerous. And I'm sure that these people, they know their stuff. This person that plays support, Lynx, they're really good. So, I think they might actually have the advantage here. versus Okawa, I've noticed, he's still trying to get comfortable in his role. He's been doing a lot better. Uh, but I think it also depends on what champion he plays. So, like you were saying earlier, Braum, that's usually what he's more comfortable with. Pyke is a
Hmm.
completely different character compared to Braum. So,
So something I'm not actually 100% sure of. White Kala, is that one of Bradley's alts or is that another individually entirely?
yes, that is Bradley.
Okay, thank you so much. I just haven't been sure. Like the past 2 or 3 times I've casted him, I was pretty sure it was Bradley, but I didn't want to just assume.
You're good. I am
Now,
being licked. Hello.
mm,
In that
that's just straight up
context,
wonderful.
uh, an example, there's a lane that jungle is playing around to help unlock them. In that context, you would still be playing bot side with a strong early game bot support pick. They're talking in the chat.
I had a guess.
Oh yeah, I just want to say thank you all for joining. This is the last match for the night. So, hope you guys
Game
are.
3, Fearless Scrims, UNF versus Short Bus Dojo, our scrim partners for the night.
I want to know how they got their name.
Current I'm guessing this is like a group of friends and they went with what they thought sounded funniest. I certainly understand the connotations of short bus and dojo is just such a fun word.
Dojo is a fun word. They said, what
I
if
feel like it's
you're. Sorry.
no, go ahead, please.
Oh, Jack was asking, what if you're playing Fiddle slash Nocturne?
I think they're having like a gamer conversation in the chat here.
Yeah, a little bit different. What is the entire point of picking those characters? It's for the level 6 gank. Yeah, completely different conversation. Anyways.
I think they've been for a little bit talking about the impact of junglers, which it's something that can be debated, but I don't think it's something that should be debated. Have always been so strong, but yeah, I think yeah, we've loaded into the game. I think
Yeah.
we're going to see yet another 5 point from Team Short Bus Dojo, and I think with the Pike pick, we have to see another invade or another 5-man invade from Team UNF. It looks like they are doing it in the top side this time. The red jungle, the red team. Now, I don't know if they're going to find anyone. It looks like Hui is running straight to the mid lane, actually going down a little bit. They're going to be catching Jax out, and I feel like Jax is a character. He hasn't actually leveled up any of his abilities. He's a character who can just level up his Q and hop out.
Yeah, Jax is scary.
Now, something I mentioned that I wasn't sure about, it is Xinjiao top Jax jungle. Super unexpected. I'm excited to see this play out. I am excited about the bot lane. I'm excited about the top lane. And I'm kind of excited about the jungle too. Mid lane, we already know what's going to happen. It's going to be nothing. I'm sure Hui is going to roam, get a couple of kills, and it's going to be a little tough for Anivia, but she'll tough it out. Jack Frost, he knows what he's doing.
I'm excited to see the bot lane.
Out. At the end of all this shenanigans, we see a bunch of vision in the jungle on the side of both junglers. I think Team UNF did a little bit better of a job getting their wards down, but in the end, you've got an inkling of where both junglers are starting. So starting this off, we see a bush cheese coming in from Boar Vessel, except it's not with the intention to jump Nick. It's more with the intention to get the wave shoving. And in the end, he does jump Nick. He gets Honk stacks pretty quickly, and wins the trade on Xinjiao top lane versus Rumble, which is absolutely amazing. I feel like Rumble is usually a pretty strong top laner, especially with his recent buffs, making him more consistent. But quite the start from such an unorthodox pick. In the bot lane, as
Oh.
expected, we are seeing push towards the side of Team UNF. I think with a Senna, that's just how it's going to be. You might have to give up a little bit of CS. And an aggressive flash from Oikawa with the E on Pike. They're looking for the Bard here, but I don't think they're going to be able to get it. And Ben
flashes for that kill and doesn't
does
even get it. Wow.
she does pick up the Pike kill though. Already a tough lane for Team UNF. And it looks like Amber Dragon might want to stay. I'm not entirely sure, and she does. She is greeting for this wave, and she's going to be punished with a bit of a tempo loss, but that's it. Now, Mike Beeston did clear downwards this game, and as a result of that little scuffle, I think he's going to have a little bit of a tough time finding a gank here in the bot lane. I would say the same is true for Jax. Boar Vessel is really shoving the wave, or doing his best to shove the wave, but it's really well frozen by Nick. I think he's doing a great job of holding the wave under tower, but he's not doing a great job of CSing, unfortunately. Now, already Lynx is roaming top on the Bard. It's a very, very early, but for most supports, but not really for a Bard. Just walking around the map, doing his best to do anything. Not really going to be doing anything, but he's picking up his charms. Which, of course, give him a little bit of bonus move speed, a little bit of the XP, and a few miscellaneous upgrades throughout the match. Now, at this point, it looks like Team Shortbus wants to dive at Nick in the top lane, and he has absolutely no idea. Already, the Jax is greedily trying to take Mike Beeston's Gromp, and I don't know if he got seen. He definitely just got clipped by the wave now. And he has yet to back, so the Vi is going to be quite a bit stronger than him. I think that he will be able to get out, but he won't be able to get out with his life, but he has just a terrible tempo right now in the jungle, this is the first time out of the games that we've seen tonight that Dizu has let his tempo drop.
Good Zhao attacking Rumble once again, and he's gonna get the kill here. There's no way. Oh, they both flashed. Ooh.
It looks like
he
a
almost
1
dies.
for 1. Oh my goodness!
That would have been so good.
That was absolutely mind-boggling. I totally expected the Xin Zhao to go down there. If I were that Rumble, I would be so displeased with this situation. And it looks like Rumble is TPing in an attempt to catch him out or something. It's a really awkward TP to that control ward. But yeah, at this point, we already see 1,000 gold lead coming in favor of Team Shortbus. Nivea gets her passive squeezed out. Hui does not have any mana, so they won't be able to kill the egg. And it looks like Lynx is in a bit of trouble. Mike Beeston flashes and does not get anything for it. Jack Frost also flashes and doesn't get anything for it. And it looks like Nick will be the one that cleans up Lynx. A lot of summoner spells invested in that kill. It looks like Team UNF is really desperate for anything this time around. Boar Vessel. You're just fun.
Get up here.
Boar Vessel does have level 6 here over Team UNF in the Scuffle in the Talk River, and it is a wash in favor of Team Shortbus. Amber Dragon on the Senna looks like she might be about to get dove by the Bard in the Misfortune. Just barely doesn't manage to keep the wave shoved out, and Bard does a bit of damage, but not enough to kill. Croc's Electrocute does not end up taking a whole lot of tower damage for that, and forces Amber Dragon back. In the meantime, Drake is spawned. Grubs are coming up shortly. Both junglers are on the top side of the map, so it's expected that they will be going for the grubs. Something I've noticed that Dazoo really likes to do is take the scuttle before he takes his camps on the top side jungle, or yeah, around the grubs. He likes taking the scuttle before anything else, in anticipation of the objective. Meanwhile, Bard roamed mid and collected a kill on Jack Frost. Just a little bit unfortunate, just a little bit sloppy on the Anivia there. Has been caught out twice by the Bard, once in passive, or once with his passive, the second time without, and it really just allows his Team Short Bus to collect grubs no contest. Now, Mike Beeson has traveled to the bot side of the map. He does have ult, and I expect he's going to be looking for the Misfortune here. Misfortune does use Flash, manages to escape Pike, who Flash E'd, but does not manage to escape the Violet ult. And Team UNF does manage to pick up the kill on the ADC, just barely picks up the kill on the Bard. Both players do end up flashing, and that was a lot of summoner spells used, not a lot of value for Team Short Bus. Jack Frost once again caught out, but this time by Short Bus's jungler. Team UNF does not have ults for this fight, and Short Bus does. They managed to, despite sort of losing the fight overall, as far as kills go, they do manage to pick up the Drake, which I would describe as more impactful at this point in the game, especially an Infernal Drake, which increases the damage output of the players of the team that is taken by. Now it looks like Jax is once again already getting started on invading blue team's jungle, and Mike Beeston is just none the wiser. He's wandering around his own blue jungle. While his top laner is getting run down by Xin Zhao. Perhaps Mike just doesn't think that he could catch up and do something about it, but Rumble is just struggling in the top lane, and I think it's already too late to help him, I'm gonna be honest. However, Vi does not yet have ult, is looking for the Xin Zhao. I think if she hits this Q, she will kill him, no ult needed. Well, maybe ult needed. Xin Zhao is just so incredibly strong right now. The ult just barely isn't up in time, and the Vi does end up going down. Jack Frost now top. Third player they've sent to deal with Boar Vessel. Can this one do it? The Anivia does have passive. Boar Vessel does have to flash out of that to survive. A very testy situation for the top laner in red, but he really makes the best out of it. Meanwhile, sorry, go ahead.
Chat, is the scoreboard okay now? Sorry, they were asking for it earlier, and I saw the comment a little late, I think. But I hope this is good. Vi's about to get called out here.
Yeah. She decides to engage on the Hui, which I actually really like as just an attempt to do something here. She does not manage to escape the whale. Anivia takes a bunch of poke, but won't be going down. Nick, the top laner for Team UNF, has wandered down in hopes of doing anything, but I feel like he's just so weak. He's almost like a jungle camp at this point for Dazoo. He manages to convince Dazoo to walk forward a bit more than he needs to, and Pike manages to clean that up with his R. Oh, my game just froze. This happened last time I was commentating, and to fix it, I just had to exit the game and then rejoin through, what's he called? Oh, it's back?
Yeah, it's back.
Okay.
You can look at my screen for now if you need to. While it's loading. Olivia just died.
Just might.
There's a team fight going on, but it's like split up. Oh, come on, Vi. You can get back to the tower. I believe in you. No, and she does not make it. Bard and Zinjao just murdered her. Wei is going to push minions in towards mid tower. MF is pushing bot lane. Rest of the team is respawning. Senna's having an easier time fighting off MF by herself, but she's still getting a lot of damage done to her. They're invading Vi in her jungle. Jax and Bard and Nivea late to help. Rumble is getting deleted by Zinjao.
Right, I've caught back up. Wow. Zinjao just barely managed to survive that. Borbester really knows the limits of his champion here.
Yeah, especially from earlier, the tower shot. That was so funny. That was clippable.
You are not wrong. We see a scuffle going down in bot lane a little bit. Nothing comes of it. The tower is pretty darn close to falling, but Zinjao just manages to squeeze his out first.
Oh, it froze again.
Yeah. It's a little unfortunate. I wonder what's up with the spectate client that this happened both last time and this time. I wonder if it's the time of day or if it's like
Maybe someone's having a
I don't
bigger
even know.
match. That could be
Something
it.
more exciting is going on somewhere else.
Yeah, or maybe too many games at the same time. Yeah, let's see. You said you exited the game and then joined back?
Yeah, I've got quite a few of these players friended, so I just right-clicked and then hit spectate
Okay,
game on them.
I'll do that real quick. Maybe the game paused, possibly. I had chat turned off, but I feel like Finn would be able to see that.
I would be able to. When the game pauses, the spectators get well, when the game pauses, the screen turns kind of orange and a big timer comes up in the middle, and the spectators can see that too. So we wouldn't know if it's paused. It's like some other strange thing. I'll look into it after this time so I can talk more about it next time. So hopefully there isn't a next time.
Oh, also the person that asked if Leona was allowed this game, the answer was no. She got banned. Sorry, I'm not really messing with the camera controls a lot. I'm currently sitting in a different spot. I am still able to see the game, however. Ooh, both of them flashed. Zinjao and Pike. They flashed in sync, or they synced up. Synchronicity.
Synchronicity? I know
Yeah.
what you're saying though.
Yeah. Okay, Bard. Oh, Pike pulled in Bard, and then Bard killed him with Zinjao. Senna is left to her own demise. Oh, and here comes Rumble trying to help. Here comes Vi as well. It's 3v2 bot lane. They're going to try and get the pick here. Everyone is in bot
4v2
lane.
bot lane. Vi does manage to find her ult on Lynx, the Bard, and she manages to trade despite it all. Boarvessel really pulling an absolutely amazing performance here. 2v4, still squeezing a kill and still alive. I don't think he's in any danger of dying either. He's just going to get to completely freefarm this whole wave.
Misfortune is top lane pushing. She plays some wards. The vision score is kind of, it's okay this game, but I feel like there's always room for improvement. At least they're not getting invaded 24/7 like the other match.
I think that Team UNF has definitely gotten better. I know Mike Beeston, the jungler, is a bit of a shot caller, so I'm sure he has a lot to say about what's been going on in his jungle. But I think they have definitely gotten better about dealing with that as the games have gone on. I almost wonder if the Pike pick was in desperation to deal with the amount of vision that Short Bus has been able to put into UNF's
Ooh,
jungles.
Rumble just got
Now here we see Boar
nice.
Vessel going in 1v3, okay, 2v3 against Team UNF, and they do manage to find a kill.
They're so
Um,
strong.
they are incredibly strong. The bot lane of Short Bus is about to collect a tier 2 in top lane. Also uncontested. They don't even need the minion wave to finish it off.
Bard is almost
Lynx gets a
down.
little bit adventurous on the Bard. Does not manage to go down. I almost wonder if
Ooh.
Team UNF is playing a little bit too safe. Maybe Amber Dragon was just really relying on the Pike to collect the kill there, and he does not manage to do so. Going down for his greed. Jax on the Rift Herald trying to drift it to bot lane. It looks like he'll actually be able to, which is super, super impressive.
Oh,
Just
get a Nivea wall.
barely doesn't manage to, as Mike Beeston smites the Herald, releasing him from it.
Bard is down by
Amber
Centaur.
Dragon snipes Bard with the Centaur, and Boar Vessel goes in 1v3 to help his jungler escape. He actually manages to pick up a kill, and his jungler does not escape. He goes in deeper. It looks like the Pike will find 2 here,
He just got a
which is an
lot of gold
outrageous
from
amount
that.
of gold back to Team UNF, but I think they're just so far behind that it doesn't matter as much as it potentially could.
Why does Rumble sound like SpongeBob?
They actually have the same voice actor.
Oh, well, that makes sense. What? Nick is just emoting. Or at least that's what it
I
looks
think
like
he's
whenever he backs. It looks like he's emoting. Oh, Anivia just got R'd here by Way.
she does manage to come out with it. Now, both Otacon and the Drake are up. It looks like Team Short Bus will be clearing the Drake first, and in the meantime, Boar Vessel is messing with Mike Beeston on the top side of the map. I appreciate how Team UNF isn't even trying to go for objectives anymore. I feel like if this were game 1, they'd be doing their best to contest this Drake. Now, they know it's lost.
Zen with IE.
I just really wish we got to see, I don't know, them do something on the other side of the map. I wish they would have a reaction to objective being taken rather than just passively letting it happen. And I do think the Zin build is really interesting.
Yeah,
Collector, i.e. Maw,
questionable,
it's
but it's
almost
working.
reminiscent of Crit Vitop,
Oh, that's a good R by
which I know
someone.
was somewhat popular for a little bit.
Jack is saying sorry. Bard, or not Bard, Rumble. I can't get over that. That's so funny. Wei has not died a single time.
I think he is incredibly safe champ. I am not surprised.
Jack
Now, Team
solo.
Short Bus has started Otacon. Team UNF does not seem to be responding to it. I would love to see them piling members in the bot lane and looking for that tier 1, or even sending some members top to try and get vision of it, at least. Would be nice to see. I feel like Pyke is a character that really has the mobility to get vision of it. I feel like not every support has that capability. But in the end, Otacon goes, and I don't even know if Team UNF knew it was happening.
Anivia is being chased by Zinjao.
I'm sure they could have guessed, but Violet comes out on the Bard. Pyke also ults the Bard, but misses, and the Bard just barely escapes their life. I think Mike Beestum could have finished the Bard off, but they just wanted to let Pyke get the kill, and it just wasn't a great decision. That is probably the low light of this game for Team UNF. That is an absolutely disgusting play, and the Bard is clearly pleased with how it played out. This guy is having the time of his life. Honestly, Lynx has been playing excellently all night. Really, really impactful in the support role there. Now, as we saw from the Volibear game, well, I guess the first game, Team Short Bus does enjoy a fair amount of BM, so I wonder if this overstay is going to bite Lynx in the ass, as it did with Dazoo in the first game.
Oh man, so close. They really want that Bard, but I don't think they're gonna be able to get him. Ooh, here comes Vi. Let's go. Even though
Wei does
Bard.
finally get caught out.
That was his first
This
death.
unkillable Demon King game just completely thrown to the wind.
The comp of all time.
Sad sight to see.
Welcome, new members. Sorry, guys, caught us in the last half of the scrims here. Well, last quarter.
The last half of the third game.
Yeah. S plus comp.
Soul for Team Short Bus is coming up here in about a minute. I expect we'll see them take Soul. All of their previous games have pretty much been over by this point. So I think that this is the best that Team UNF has performed out of the 3 games, which is nice to see, but I don't think it's nearly nice enough for them to have a shot at winning this. They are 10k gold behind. They've been 10k gold behind for a little bit now. It's not like they're getting more behind.
Rumble just got called
Dazoo
out.
goes in.
Zinjao is taking 3 towers.
Manage to get a kill. Xin Zhao, in the meanwhile, is splitting top, getting value.
Oh my gosh, he is just making these people disappear.
I think I'm so curious how differently this game would have gone, because for those who just recently joined, Boar Vessel is a substitute. This all-star Xin Zhao top lane, really putting in a lot of. He's been putting in a lot of work all of the games. Just been making life incredibly tough for Team UNF's top laner Nick here. We might be seeing the game end right here. I spoke a little bit too soon when I said that we saw. I thought that UNF was going to tough this out a little bit. Maybe not. Maybe not.
I think they get misfortune here.
I do agree with that.
Way.
Oh my goodness. Just an absolutely amazing ult from Lynx on the Bard.
God.
Just doing so excellently here.
Oh, yeah, Bard is the move here. Bard is scary.
And Team UNF just overextends. They're so hungry for this Bard, and they just are not getting it. They haven't been getting it. It's insane that they keep making the same mistakes. Like getting baited by these low health members of Team Short Bus.
Unfortunately, this is the end of the game here.
This was just an incredibly well-played set of matches by Team Short Bus. And it looks like the game is not over. Short Bus definitely does have their their favor when it comes to BMing, extending the game just a little bit longer than it should, but I really don't think it'll matter here. Honestly, I feel like with the members that Short Bus has alive, they could just sprint down mid and end on their own.
The
They are
minions might
just
get to
so
them
much
first.
stronger than UNF.
Pike scaling, they can win. Yeah, that guy got sent to Wild Rift. Yeah, he got hit that hard by Xin Zhao and Bard that they just got sent to the Wild Rift. Pike is indeed scaling though. I mean, he finally got some items since he got that giant bounty from killing Xin Zhao, and I think he killed Wei, right? Or was it Misfortune? Um,
I
I don't
think it was the
remember.
Misfortune. Or no, it was the Jax. It was the Jax.
Oh, Jax, yeah.
And now we see Baron take. Historically, this has been the end for Team UNF. This Baron marks GG once it's taken, and we'll see if they manage to tough it out through this one. All 3 inhibs are currently down. All 3 waves are crazy pushed into Team UNF space. They get the slight opportunity that this amount of gold and souls gives them. At this point in the game, Amber Dragon is at 90 souls. Honestly, a little bit behind pace. Normally, you would like to see a Senna around 120 by now, or at least 110 coming up on 120.
What is the max limit of
Especially with
souls
all
you can
3.
grab?
There is not a max limit of souls, actually. Actually, I was thinking of support Senna. I don't really know how ADC Senna wants to scale with her souls.
This is
So
not
it could be
looking
that
too
Amber
good
Dragon's
for
doing
UNF.
quite well. But the Xin Zhao, Boar Vessel and the Xin Zhao is just insane. Kills 2. Has time to
The
kill
whole team is
2 members
gone.
of Team UNF
It's
while in the
over.
fountain. Hits a quadra kill. Just
Whoa.
barely doesn't get his penta.
Good game.
Incredible performances by both teams tonight, but especially by Team Short Bus. I think their top laner. It's unfortunate that he was a substitute. I would have loved to see how it would have gone against the other guy. For reference, Boar Vessel, the substitute, All-Star Xin Zhao, excellent player. He is an Emerald player. And the person he was substituting for was a Silver player. So I think these games could have gone incredibly differently if we didn't have the hero coming in for Team Short Bus. But I feel that his team played so well, it wasn't necessary to have such a strong player in the top lane. But thank you all in chat so much for joining us. I've been Finn. I've been having a great time commentating with you.
Yeah, and I'm Alana, and hope to see you next time. So, good night, everyone.
Have a great night. Thanks for showing up.